Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the final race of the 2018 Formula Euro Championship. The last race of the championship is hosted on the Sepang International Circuit in Malaysia, and as you can see, the drivers are out in this moment with slick tires. They are all on a new set of super soft tires, but you can also clearly see that it's raining at the moment, so we don't know how the situation is going to be. Maybe the drivers are all already on track right now, because we are expecting the rain to getting worse as the session goes much further, but really at the moment we don't know what to expect. We're gonna see some times on our timetable soon, so just before the time starts to flow, I just want to introduce to you the guys that are going to be with me tonight for the last race of the 2018 Formula Europe Championship. And first of all, I want to introduce to you my guest tonight and my sparring partner on commentary. Please welcome Olivier Parry.
Good evening, Luca. Good evening, everybody.
As for sure, we also have a broadcast director tonight, and as we see in the last two races this year, the broadcast director tonight is Alessandro Pietracatella.
Good evening.
And of course, the two race director tonight, please welcome Quentin Dubois.
Hello guys.
And Andrea Badolato.
Hello guys, good evening.
And so we have the first time of the session. It's a 1:44.5 set by Vamos Danny 92 that is just overtaken by his teammate Tonix with a 1:44.4. And as we were talking before, the timetable are starting to flow. Even Heaven 1:44.8, he is in third place. Magic 1:45.0, he is in fourth place. So at the moment we have a 1-2-3 for F1 MD. Talking about the standings before this race, we know that the F1MD drivers have a 9-gap differential on F1 Italian team. That is the team that is actually leading the standing of these finals, and we all hope to see a very exciting race tonight. We also have Matteo Pitaccio coming down the straight line, and he almost lost his car. He almost touched the barriers. 1:45.1 for him. Mr. X is in sixth place. 1:45.5. Saro is still waiting inside of his box, as same as Alonso, Talema, Hamilton, and Raikkonen, and even Charles, representing F1 Nation, is returning to the pit lane, so he aborted his lap. So it looks like maybe the situation is getting better or worse. We don't know. What do you think, Olivier?
I think the rain is a little bit increasing. It's difficult to say, but as you say, Tals is coming to the pit. Also, Telma didn't make a
Vamos
lap.
Danny improves.
Yeah.
1:42.9. So maybe that means that the track is getting drier at the moment. So
yeah,
maybe that's why
the drivers are taking too much risks, possibly.
Yeah, Vamos Danny at the moment is the only driver who have completed 2 laps in his first attempt. Tonix, Heaven, Magic, they all decided to return to their box. There is Matteo Pitaccio behind them, and there is also Mr. X, and he also decided to bring back his Red Bull back to the box where he belongs.
Yeah. And it's not raining anymore, so I think it will be better in the last minute. So
Matteo Petaccio is completing another lap, and it looks like he can attack the pole position. Yes, he got it. He is 2.1 seconds faster than the previous time set by Vamos Danny 92. So the fact is that the track is rapidly improving at the moment.
Yeah. Absolutely, and the drivers will wait the last time to be on the track, because at the moment it's not important to make good laps. because it will be beaten in the last minute.
Yeah, every time, every second that that pass, the tracks become much drier, and that means that you can push your limit much further.
And Sarro is already in the pit lane exit. I think it's a little bit too soon.
So Sarro is the first one who is joining the track for this final part of this qualifying session. We still have 4 minutes to go before the checkered flag. So Sarro is joining the track. Even Tals with the Force India is rejoining the track right now. Alonso, Hamilton and Raikkonen are still waiting. All the TF1 drivers are still in their box.
Yeah, and I think they're right because, as I said, it's not the good time to be on the track, and they have to wait the last time to have the better tires possible. And we have to remember that the tires will be the tires at the beginning of the race.
Well, maybe Sarro, do you think that maybe Sarro is trying something different? Maybe he loaded a little bit more fuel on his car, and you think he can go for two attempts? Maybe.
Yeah, I think because there is 3 minutes to go, and it's really slow at the moment. I think he's just waiting that the seconds pass, because it's too early to try the first lap. But yeah, I think he will do 2 laps.
Let's see, we still have 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go, and Sarro will be the first driver to start a flying lap. In this final part of the session, you can clearly see how he's trying to use all the track on the last corner, maximizing the speed at the end of the first straight. 1 minute 40.8 is the time to beat at the moment, with Matteo Pitaccio on the provisional pole position at the moment. 2 minutes to go. Sarro exiting the first corner. Matteo Pitaccio sets a 25.7 in the first sector. Sarro 23.4, 2.3 seconds faster, and yes, the track is definitely better than before.
Yeah, and now I think Magic and Matteo is in the pit lane exit, I think. So everybody is on the track now.
Tals, first sector, 23.6. He's 3 tenths slower than Sarro. Sarro is approaching now the second sector, and it's a 30.1 compared to the 34.5. He made a little mistake. He almost lost his car. I'm pretty sure he lost a little bit of time there.
Yeah, I think 3 or 4 tenths at the minimum.
30.1 for Sarro in the second sector, pretty much higher the time of Tals that have set a 35.6, but it looks like Sarro will go for one more lap basing on the line he chose to approach the last corner. Anyway, for Sarro it's a new pole position with 1:31.9, and even Tals is now looking for a second attempt. 1:39.4 he said before. Pitaccio is on his out lap. Vamos Danny, 23.5 in the first sector. He is 2 tenths lower than Sarro, sorry. Sarro also 23.5. He did not improve himself in the first sector. He is just approximately 7 tenths of a second lower than before. Talema in second place, 1:31.1, and he is second. Heaven, and with 1:31.0 is in second place. 1:30.9 for Tonix, who is also going on a second lap. Well, at the moment the timetable is really up. Vamos Dani is in fourth place, 1:31.2. Sarro in the second sector, and Sarro is improving himself in the second sector. Purple sector for Magic in the first sector, 23.3.
He will have the best track because he was the last driver on the track to cross the line with Heaven.
Saro on the last corner now, looking for a new fastest lap. Let's see what he can do, and he's in second place, 1:31.007. A good lap by Saro, but it's not enough to take pole from Tonix. Magic, first sector, 23.3. Second sector, 30.2. And it looks like he can be on the same time. Hamilton, 1:30.9 sets the new pole position, and Alonso slightly faster than him, 1:30.8. Let's see what Magic is going to do. Mr. X in 8th place. Magic is concluding his lap right now. He's going to be the last one to complete. Raikkonen, TF1 Raikkonen in 10th place, and Magic is in 3rd place, 1:30.875, and he is the last driver to complete the session. What a qualifying session. I'm pretty sure we're going to have a really exciting race. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. And the TF1 drivers made a really great job in the last minutes. They wait until the end of the qualify, and Alonso and Hamilton made a really strong lap.
Can you believe that Alonso, Hamilton, and Magic are just separated by 13?
Yeah,
13 cents of a second. Yeah, it's really crazy. We have 4 drivers in less than a tenth of a second. But before we go much further for the race, we're just going to take a little break, and we're going to be back soon for the last race of the 2018 Formula Europe Championship. And we're back live. It's the last race, as we were talking before, of the 2018 Formula Europe Championship. We are on the formation lap at the moment. TF1 Alonso and TF1 Hamilton lock the front row for Territorio F1. They are followed by Fit Magic in 3rd place and Tonix in 4th place. We have 2 teams that are actually battling for the final victory of the championship, and these 2 teams are the defending champion team, Formula Italian team, and Formula Motorsport drivers. There is a 9-point gap differential between them, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna see a very, very exciting race. Then in 5th place we have Saro, followed by F1 MD Evan in 6th place, 7th time for Talima 14, and in 8th place we have F1 MD Vemos Danny 92. In 5th row, Matteo Pitaccio with the 9th place, followed by Fit Mr. X in 10th place, and then in the 6th and last row of the grid we have TF1 Raikkonen that will start on the grid with the soft tires, and Tals 706 that will start from the bottom of the grid, and he is going to be on a fresh new super soft tires. All the drivers are on super soft tires. The only one who will try something different is TF1 Raikkonen. And Olivier, I think that Raikkonen will, if nothing happens with the weather, will try to go on a soft tires at the moment, and then try for something like a double super soft tires for the end.
Yeah, I think it could be a good idea, because in the start, if he can follow the group, he could make the big difference after the first stint.
But now it's time for the last start of the season. All the lights are on, and here we go with Alonso leaving the grid, and there's Hamilton right in the side of the Williams, and then Magic with Tonix. Magic on the inside of the corner. Tonix with the Sauber try to attack the Ferrari. He had the inside of turn 2, and there's almost a contact between them, but it looks like there's a close battle. Alonso maintaining the lead ahead of Hamilton. Magic trying on the inside again to overtake Tonix. Huge break by Tonix, and he managed to maintain the line. No, what a risk! What a risk for Tonix, and Magic lost a lot of time behind him, and Talema was able to overtake him. So at the moment we have Alonso leading ahead of Hamilton, Tonic, Talema, Magic, Kevin, Vamos, Danny. Sarro is in 8th place. He's in 8th place. He lost several positions. Raikkonen, what a great start for the Mercedes that have at the moment the Force India of Tals ahead of him, but it looks like he had some problem and maybe he received just a lighter damage on his front wing.
Yeah. Absolutely, there is just little mistakes by Sarro in the middle of the lap, and now Raikkonen with his front wing. It's really bad news because he was on soft tires, so it was the bad thing to do, breaking this front wing at the moment.
So at the end of the first lap, out of 56, Alonso and Hamilton still on the lead of the race, followed by Tonic, Talema, Magic, Kevin, Vamos, Danny, 92, Sarro, Tals, Mr. X, Matteo Bitaccio, and TF1 Raikkonen. And it looks like Alonso and Hamilton are at the moment on a better pace compared to their opponents.
Yeah, it was difficult for Tonix in the first lap. He is already with 1 second gap, so no DRS, and it will be a problem at lap 3 because Telma and all the other drivers will try to overtake him.
Yes, for sure, we're gonna see that. Anyway, it looks like Alonso and Hamilton are leaving the race and they are maintaining their places. Looks like there's not going to be a battle between them, but now it seems like Alonso has just something more than Hamilton. Now there is an 8th differential. Matteo Pitaccia on Mr. X on the inside of turn 9, but Mr. X tried to resist on the inside. Now at the inside of turn 10, look how much they are close to each other, and there are still Matteo Pitaccio having the inside and completing the overtake on Mr. X for the 10th place.
And Raikkonen decided to continue the race and not go to the pit, but I think it will be difficult to follow the other drivers.
Alonso completing the second lap. He is still the leader of the race. 1 minute 36.8. It's the new fastest lap, but here comes a 1 minute 36.7 by Tonix, setting the new fastest lap of the race, as he is immediately followed by Talema and Magic. I think that this is not going to be easy. We have a large group of cars that goes from Tonix on P3 and end with Sarro that is on P8.
Yeah, and
they formed a train at the moment.
Yeah, Tonix had a bad start, bad first lap, but now he's increasing his pace, and it's now difficult for Telma to follow the Sauber, and Tonix perhaps will catch the two first drivers. It could be good for motorsport drivers.
And at the moment, the situation is completely is very good for the motorsport drivers, as they have all of their drivers ahead of Formula Italian team drivers, so they are really in the best situation they could ask for.
Yeah, it's really a bad start for Fit, and Mr. X is now behind Raikkonen. I don't know what happened to Mr. X.
Well, I don't know, he's in 12th place right now. Yeah. He is behind Raikkonen, and we don't have to forget that not only Raikkonen is on a harder tire, he's on soft tires at the moment, but he also has just a light damage on his front wing, but it looks like that Mr. X is immediately coming again on the tail of the Mercedes. Alonso still leading, with Hamilton right behind him, then Tonic, Talema and Magic. It looks like Magic don't want to risk an overtake after only 4 laps. Well, at the moment the standings says that with this situation, Formula Motorsport drivers would lead the championship with 100 points, 5 points more than Formula Italian team that would be in 2nd place with 95, then Territorio F1 79 points in 3rd place, as they would overtake Formula Nation in that would go obviously down to 4th place with 68 points, but the race is still very long. We are only on lap 4 out of the 56 that we're going to see tonight, and TF1 Alonso and TF1 Hamilton are really flying at the moment, but Tonix have gained just a couple of tenths of a second in the last lap. Now there is just a 1.1 second differential between the Mercedes and the Sauber, between TF1 Hamilton and F1 MD Tonix. And Talema, and you can clearly see that Magic now is very close to Talema. I don't think... Yes, he's in the DRS zone, but I'm pretty sure that Magic don't want to overtake Talema on the last corner, because Talema would have the DRS again. So now Magic following Talema. Saro 36.4, new fastest lap of the race. Let's see if Magic can do something. Talema protecting the inside at turn 1. Magic is very, very close, but he don't find the space to put his car ahead of the ass. So Talema is able to defend himself, but it looks like now Heaven is very close to Magic. Let's see if the Toro Rosso will find the space to overtake Magic. No, it can't. So the position remains the same as the lap before.
And Telma have to increase his pace, because the 3 first drivers are 1 second, 1.5 seconds, and he have to not let them go if you want to finish on the podium. And it's important for Magic to pass if Telma continues to lose time.
Yeah, at the moment it looks like Talema is the slowest driver at the moment.
Yeah, and if he stay 1 second, 2 seconds maximum, it's not it's not too much a problem for Magic, but if the gap increasing, I think he have to pass and take some risk, because it's not good for Fit at the moment.
And Tonix in the last lap have gained a couple of tenths of a second on Hamilton, but there's a battle between Heaven and Vamos Gianni.
The 2 Toro Rosso. And Heaven don't want to let past Vamos Gianni. Is defending his position.
And Magic trying again on the inside, and Heaven and Vamos Gianni still battling against each other, and Saro is trying on the inside at turn 1, and Mr. X is out of the race. Mr. X is out of the race
on the straight.
I think that there maybe it was a lag, because it was clearly on the straight. He was not out of the track, nothing happened. I have no other explanation at the moment.
Absolutely, he touched a ghost of a car, I think, because it's impossible to crash the car in the straight, and it could explain why he couldn't pass. Hamilton, Raikkonen is on the soft tires and front wing damage, and is in ghost car at the moment, Raikkonen. So he has problem of connection.
Yeah, sure. Maybe the race direction has him to pause the game, but now the damage has done on Mr. X, that is out of the race, and the situation for Formula Italian team goes from bad to worse with the retirement of one of their drivers.
And for Saro and Magic, it's I think it's hard to see that in the bottom of the
Magic is very close. Magic is very close on Talema right now. He obviously gonna use the DRS, but he's not gaining that much on the straight. Let's see if he will trying on the inside. He try, but there's not enough space. So Magic, he's forced to stay behind.
Yeah, the other straight is.
And the battle between Heaven and Vamos Gianni helped Charles to rejoin the group, and now you can see that the Force India is right in the back of Saro. Hamilton Alonso separated by 0.6 of a second. Tonix is on the same pace of the 2 race leaders. There are still always a 1.1, 1.0, 9/10 differential between Tonix and the couple Hamilton, Alonso on the lead of the race. It looks like Magic is not able to stays behind Talema, or maybe
I think he made a mistake in the sector one.
Yeah.
Because Vamos Dani was really close to him in the beginning of the sector 2.
again he have the DRS. Anyway, the situation, it's not so bad for Magic. Yes, he is in 5th place. The standing situation for Formula Italian team is not that good, but anyway, there is only 3.3 seconds between Magic in 5th place and the race leader.
Yeah, it's not too bad. They are following the same pace that the leaders. So he just want to stay cool and not taking too much risk too early. It's only the 8 laps, so there is a long ways to go.
So Hamilton still leading. Yes, they are still very close to each other, and Saro in 8th place got also problem on the back of his car because he can see the shape of the Force India of Tals 706. Lap number 8 out of 56 here in Sepang, and it looks like now at the moment the clouds are going away. We can see a little bit of sun there.
Yeah, I think the rain is not for now. Perhaps at the end of the race.
Well, maybe we will see. We really never know what can happen here in Malaysia. Yeah. We saw plenty of races with monsonic rain.
I hope there
even in the even in real life.
Yeah.
Let's see if Magic can complete the overtake on Talema. He's very close right now, and he's trying it on the last corner. Yeah, but it's not enough. Talema defending the inside and then going again. There is a yellow flag in 3rd sector.
But nothing. There is nothing.
No, nothing serious. And Talema still maintaining, defending his 4th place on Magic 89. That have Vamos Dani 92 right on his tail. The battle is open between Formula Italian team and Formula Motorsport drivers. Only one of them will come out of the Malaysian Grand Prix as the 2018 Formula Europe Championship. Of course, we know that we have to wait the final result at the end of the race with all the post-race procedures. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that no one wants to see their result change at the end of the race. So they are taking all the attention of the case.
Yeah, and the good thing is that this track is not a cutting track. You know, it's difficult to take a penalty with track limits, but yeah, you have to be careful on the when you try a move and not taking a stupid penalty.
Magic again, very close with Vamos Dani, and even Alonso.
Hamilton.
Alonso, yeah. Hamilton is still in the lead. Magic trying again on Talema. He's really close right now, going on the inside. He dives. And how much they were close. Magic again. They're wheel to wheel, even in turn 2. And Vamos Dani may try to take advantage of the situation. Magic is really forcing Talema. And TF1 Raikkonen is out. TF1 Raikkonen is out of the session, and he retired his car.
Yeah, perhaps
he retired his car.
Connection problem, and I don't know, because he didn't crash.
Yeah, maybe there. I don't know. Vamos Dani on Magic. Vamos Dani overtakes Magic. We lost the overtake of Vamos Dani on Magic. And now let's see if Vamos Dani will be able also to gain the place on Talema. Talema was a very, very hard opponent for Magic.
Yeah, and perhaps Magic was a little bit too careful in the first straight. I think to pass in the second straight, you have to attack in the first and force the drivers behind you to losing his corner, you know, because
yeah.
if you stay just behind and wait a second, the straight is just a little bit too short. And Telma is in the pit lane.
Telma in the pit lane, so that helped Vamos Dani. On lap 11, we have the first driver that goes in the pit lane for his pit stop, and he's the Haas of Talema.
And it's Magic is really unlucky because one lap before.
One lap more and he would be ahead of Talema. And
it's
now
really
he
hard
have to
him.
follow Vamos Dani, who overtake him just less than one lap ago.
Oh, and he made a little mistake.
A little mistake, and Heaven is right behind.
Oh my
how
God.
much they're close! And even Saro
no
now
damage.
behind. The situation is critical now for F1 Italian team.
Yeah, it was really, really small, and on the curb, it was really dangerous. And Magic has to stay focused. I think it's really frustrating in this mine because he was really fast but couldn't pass Telma, and now he's P6 behind the two tower also. So yeah, it's hard for him.
Yes, it's very hard for sure. But in the meantime, there's Tonix going into the pit lane with the Sauber.
And Heaven also in the pit
Heaven
lane.
too. Heaven too with Saro right behind him. So let's see if on which tires they are going to go. Saro is on new soft tires. Heaven soft tires even for Heaven. Soft tires for Talema. And let's see if Talema will be ahead or behind Saro. And yes, he is ahead. A good undercut by Talema. You can clearly see how much time he gained stopping one lap before the others.
Yeah, and the two first drivers, Hamilton and Alonso, have to go to the pit really soon.
Yeah,
because,
sure.
They don't have not too much time.
Looking on how much Talema have gained on Heaven, almost 3 seconds.
Really big. Yeah.
I think that even if Hamilton and Alonso decide to stop right now, it would be too late.
Yeah, I think the same.
It can be too late, yeah. So let's see what Hamilton and Alonso will decide right now. The two TF1 drivers, they start from the front row and they are leading the race since the first lap.
And yeah, they go to the pit.
Yes, they both go into the pit lane. Let's see if Vamos Dani will do the same. Yes, it is. And Magic decide to continue.
Yeah, perhaps he want to try a different strategy with few laps with advantage on the tires, because he saw that he couldn't pass. It was difficult for him. So if he pits now, he know that he will be behind all over the drivers.
Well, the last lap of Magic was a 37.2. Talema goes for a 36.5. So almost 8 tenths faster. And Talema is ahead of the leader, yes!
Yeah.
Talema overtake Alonso, but he couldn't be able to overtake Hamilton. But Tonix is on the lead of the race, and Tonix decided to go on super soft tire. He was the only one who pitted and goes on super soft tires. All the others are on new soft tires.
Yeah, he has to create a gap on Hamilton, because I think he can do really easily. but Alonso lost a lot of time on
in the pit
Hamilton.
lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lost a
Because,
lot of time. They were
they were really close,
less
and
than a
now-
half a second between them.
Yeah.
And now Alonso is in the same situation of Magic at the moment. He's right behind Talema.
Yeah, let's see if he can pass. And Magic.
Magic
going
decide
now
to
to
go
the
in the
pit
pit,
lane.
just one lap more for him. Tonix is in second place with a 50.2 second differential. Maybe Magic, I think he's going to be Alonso on Talema on the last corner. Ooh, yes, he got it. But Talema goes for the switchback move. Tonix, 35.5 new fastest lap otherwise, but he is on super soft tires. Magic, let's see where the Ferrari is going to exit. I think it's going to be behind Devon. And Vamos Danny, wheel to wheel also with Talema. Oh, almost contact between them with Talema, who decide to brake very, very late before turn 2, and there's almost been a touch between them.
Yeah, it was really late, but I think he didn't want to brake as late that he do. I think it was a little mistake, but fortunately no damage on the Vamos Danny car. He saw that he saw the car of Talema.
So Tonix now is the leader of the race, followed by TF1 Hamilton and TF1 Alonso, then Talema, Vamos Danny 92, Heaven, Saro, Magic, Pitacho, and Tal 706. And there's now a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings for Tal's 706. He's the first driver to achieve a time penalty in this race, and we are on lap 14. Tonix is obviously going very, very fast with those tires. Could this be the winning strategy? Of course, he is going to be forced to go on soft tires for the final part of the race. Danny is very close to Talema.
And I think Heaven can try also something.
Oh, Evan is very close to each other, but now Vamos Danny still behind the Force India. It looks like the overtake is not going to be easy for them too. Let's see if they're gonna try. It's gonna be a three cars inside the first corner, and ooh, how much they close!
I broke his front wing.
He broke the front wing. He broke these front wings, so there's damage for Talema. And he badly broke his front wing. You can clearly see how many flaps are left on his front wing, but it looks like he don't want to give up. But in the end, Heaven managed to complete the overtake, and now it's time for Fit Saro to try the move on Talema. You can clearly see how much slower the S is in the moment.
Yeah, and he lost. I think there is no nothing on this front wing, so impossible to drive. And he let pass Saro, and I think he will do the same for Magic. I think he broke a first part of the front wing in the first corner, and he broke the second part after the second corner. Yeah. And I think Heaven protected a little bit Vamos Danny, who brake a little bit later, and he was a little bit slower in the first corner and surprised Talema.
Alonso on Hamilton, TF1 Alonso gets the second place on Hamilton. Tonix still continuing to set fastest lap. 35.5, 35.1, 35.1. These are the last 3 laps set by Tonix. That is now leading the race with a 6.6 gap on TF1 Alonso. And Pateo Pitacho obviously overtaking Talema, who decide to go in the pit lane. And let's see on which tire is going to go, because even if he chooses a new soft tires, I don't think he's going to be able to go until the end.
No.
And of course he goes on medium tires. That is the hardest tire that Pirelli brought here at Kuala Lumpur.
Yeah, it will be really difficult for him, and it's not a good race for Formula Nation. TF1 is really good with Alonso, Hamilton, and P2 and P3. So at the moment, Formula Nation will surely lost his third place of the championship.
So Tonix still gaining time on Alonso, 7.2 second differential now between them. Then there is Hamilton in third place, that is immediately followed by Vamos Dani. They're just half a second between them. It's the first time in this race that a driver is very close to one of the two TF1 drivers, and I'm talking about Alonso or Hamilton.
Yeah, with the soft tires, Vamos Dani seems really fast and
Comfortable.
Hamilton. Yeah, and Hamilton has little difficulties to contain the pace of the Toro Rosso. And for Tonix, it's perfect at the moment. He has nothing, nobody behind or in front of him. So yeah, he's on a different strategy, and he could pay.
7.7 is the gap that now Tonix have on Alonso. Hamilton still trying to defend himself from Vamos Dani 92. And the Toro Rosso is very close to Hamilton right now. It looks like Vamos Dani is on a much comfortable tires at the moment, but it looks also that Hamilton is struggling a little bit with those tires.
Yeah, a little bit, and we can see in the corners that Vamos Dani is really comfortable, as you said, with the car, and I think he could try an overtake in the next laps.
Front wing damage for Hamilton. I don't know if we...
Oh, there's a damage for...
Oh, we didn't see that.
Yeah! There is a damage for Hamilton.
Thank you.
So that's why he's losing so much time.
Yeah.
Tonix 35.5. Now he had a 8.5 second advantage on Alonso, and Vamos Dani is right wheel to wheel with Alonso on the straight.
He will try to the outside of the turn one. I think he can pass with his front wing.
Oh, Alonso still there! Alonso still there, excuse me. Hamilton still there, but now he have the inside. Oh, and now there's nothing who can avoid the overtake of Vamos Dani 92 over TF1 Hamilton.
Yeah, and Saro passed Heaven. I don't know if you...
Saro passed Heaven. I don't know if Heaven maybe made a bit of mistake, because he was not so far from Vamos Dani 92. They were really close in the first part of the race.
Yeah.
And now Magic is right in the back of Evan. Well, the situation now, talking about the standings, sees Formula Motorsport drivers with 117 points, Formula Italian team 93, Territorio F1 69, Formula Nation 60 points. But we are not even at the half distance of the race. Lap 18 out of 56. And there's a beautiful sun now.
Yeah, we have to remember that Tonix is on a different strategy, so he will lost time in the moment of the race. Of course, now it's perfect for him with 9 seconds.
Saro on Hamilton, Fitz Saro on Hamilton on the last corner. And obviously Hamilton decided to go into the pit lane. Let's see if he will go on the same strategy of Talema, or if he will try to go until the end with a new soft tires. Let's see what he can do.
Or he will try perhaps 2 super soft tires with 2 stints.
Yes, it's medium tires.
Yeah, medium. Yeah.
Medium tires and new front wing for TF1 Hamilton. So Tonix is still leading the race. Now he have a 9.3 seconds on Alonso. Then Vamos Dani, Saro, Heaven, Magic, Pitaccio, Tals, Hamilton and Talema. Raikkonen and Mr. X out of the race. Lap 19 out of 56. Tonix is having a very good pace.
Yeah, he's not losing performance with his super soft tires. He still continues to increasing his gap on Alonso.
Let's see what time he will set on the end of lap 19. He was constantly on a low 35, mid 35. 35.6 was his last lap. Now he is on a 36.1. For the first time, he goes on a 1:36 pace. Alonso behind him goes for a 1:36.7. Saro 36.3. Heaven 36.3. Magic 36.2.
Past Magic in the previous straight.
I think that Magic Magic was already behind.
Sorry,
Magic was already behind. No, that's why I was talking. That's why I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
Looks like at the moment Saro is not pulling away after you overtake Heaven.
Yeah, he made a good lap, but with the DRS he lost all the advantage. I think 4 or 5 tenths lost in the 2 straight. And it's difficult for Saro, but Sector 2 and Heaven is just behind him.
Oh, Heaven is very close to Saro now. And the battle between them is on. And let's see if Heaven will be able to attack the Toro Rosso, the Red Bull at the end of the finish line. Saro is able to have a very good exit at the end of turn 14. And now looking at the standings at the moment, the situation says Formula Motorsport drivers leading with 120 points, Formula Italian Team 99, Formula Nation 63, Territorio F1 57, and Devon on the outside of Saro on the first corner. And now he still stays behind the Red Bull.
And another time it's frustrating for Magic because he can't try anything with Heaven that have the DRS, so he just has to wait. But 21 laps now, and it's I think Magic can be faster, but he didn't have a free track in front of him.
And it's not easy when you have duty here ahead of you.
Yeah.
To be on the same pace you usually have when you have clean hair ahead.
Absolutely, and if there is just one driver in front of you, you can use your DRS and try something. But when there is a battle with 3, if you are the third driver, you can do anything. You just have to wait that the two guys do something.
Tonics 1:36.1. 10.5 seconds on Alonso, who's lapping 36.4, 36.1 for Vamos Danny.
Yeah, he's now under the second.
He's under the second on Alonso, yeah.
Yeah.
And it looks like Saro, Heaven and Magic are approximately on the same pace at the moment between each other.
Yeah.
Maybe now the tires of Tonics are losing a little bit of performance.
Yeah, the gap is on 10 seconds since 4 or 5 laps, but it's still good for him. He don't lost a lot of time. He lost anything at the moment. So if he can continue like that, it's perfect. And it's
Now,
the
Tonic
biggest
still-
problem for Fit, because Fit has only 2 drivers on this race.
Yeah.
And the 3 F1 MDs, P1, P3 and P5, so at the moment it's pretty impossible to pass.
Yes, at the moment the situation is very critical as we are on lap 23 out of 26. Again, 1:36.1 for Tonix. What a pace he is maintaining at the moment. Alonso 1:36.3. Vamos Danny 36.2, 35.8 for Sato, who's been 3 times faster than the leader. So Sato now is maybe pushing a little bit more. He's pulling away from Heaven. And now Heaven have a 1.4 gap on Saro. That means that Heaven will not be able to use the DRS on the straight, and he have Magic with the Ferrari right on his tail.
That was the thing that Magic need to try something. You can see that he has more fuel than the other drivers. He has more than 1.5 lap fuel, and the others are pretty at 0. So I think he was saving fuel, and he will try something in the next lap.
He risked a little bit out of the double right-hand corner, going a little bit wide. But now he have already 1.2. He is gaining more than 2 or 3 cents in each sector, 3/10 in each sector on Heaven, especially in the first sector.
Yeah, unfortunately he lost a lot of time in the sector 2, so it will be hard for him to pass in this lap.
And there's a 3 seconds penalty for Talema. He is the second driver who received the time penalty in this race. Magic is very close to Heaven right now. Looks like the Toro Rosso driver is struggling a little bit much more at the moment. Again, DRS open by Magic. Let's see if he will be able to attack Heaven. He is very close. He got the inside. Heaven trying to defend himself, taking the center of the road. It's not enough. Magic takes 5th place on Heaven. And now let's see if the Toro Rosso will be... Let's see if the Toro Rosso will be able to again make the move on Magic. No, it's not so. Magic maintaining the 5th place. And now let's see if the Ferrari will be able to pulling away and create a gap on Heaven.
Yeah, and it's important because if he can't, Heaven will try in the next straight. So Magic has to be perfect in this lap.
Tonic's leading. Now he have a 10.8 second differential on Alonso. Lap number 24.
He's very close of Alonso. Is faster than the Williams.
It looks like, well, we know that Hamilton got the problem with the front wing, so that's why he was losing time in the second stint with the soft tire. But even Alonso, it looks like he don't have the same feeling he had on the super soft tire he used for the first stint. And now Vamos Danny is very close. Alonso going on the inside, protecting the position. Vamos Danny on the outside at the braking zone of turn 1, and they are very close. There's almost a contact between them. And now they are still very close with Vamos Danny on the inside and Alonso trying to have a better exit now. Vamos Danny on the inside. This could be the right moment to take the place on Alonso, and it looks like he's going to be able to do it. Just a little bit of contact between them and Vamos Danny reach second place, complete a provisionary F1 MD 1-2.
Yeah, it's really perfect for them. What a fantastic move by Vamos Danny. I think it was correct in the fourth corner, and little touch, but not no damage, not a big thing. And
you can see Saro is right behind them, 1.1 from Alonso.
As you said, Alonso and Hamilton wasn't comfortable with the soft tires. They were really good in the super soft, but the second stint is not really good. and the Magic has now more than a second.
Yeah, 1.2. Tonics now complete lap number 25 with a 1 minute 36.6. Vamos Dani 36.4. Saro in fourth place, 36.4 for him too. And Magic now have a, as we were talking before, a 1.2 second advantage on Heaven. And it looks like now, in this moment, Saro is gaining a little bit on Alonso, but Alonso is not giving up because Vamos Dani is still right ahead of him, and there's less than a half of a second between those two drivers.
Yeah, and I think Alonso had a little possibility to pass in the main straight, but decided to not try everything on Vamos Dani. You know that he's faster than him at the moment, and if he can follow him, it could be good for his race. So he has to stay focused and just follow the Toro Rosso, in my opinion, to not give a possibility to Saro to come back.
Yeah, this can be a possibility for him. Tonics again still leading. He's approaching to end lap number 26. Still 30 laps to go. 36.6, 1 lap ago. Again, 36.1 by F1MD Tonics. And Vamos Dani behind him. For the first time, he have clean air ahead of him. And sets a 36.2. Saro 36.3. Magic 36.1. Heaven 36.2. How much the pace of these drivers is close to each other.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and the pace of Tonics is really good because he don't lost time on Vamos Dani, and Vamos Dani was really fast with the soft tires. So what a strong job by Tonics.
Tonics have still an 11-second advantage on his teammate Vamos Dani, and it looks like he's still slightly improving his gap. Or at the moment they are on the same pace.
Yeah, in the same pace, I think. But perhaps Dani lost a little bit of time in the first corner because he can't take his line. With Alonso is trying in the outside.
Saro is closing in on Alonso. Now he is just 1.1 from the Williams. Tonics 36.1 was the lap before. Again, 36.3 is constantly on a low 36. Maybe Vamos Dani can be able to do something better this lap. Yes, it is 36.2 for him. Saro 36.1, Magic 36.0, Heaven 36.7. 7/10 of a second lower than Magic in this lap. Now there's a 1.9 second differential between them.
And Tonics
now the question is when Tonics. The question is when Tonics is going to stop. Maybe on lap 30, 31.
Yeah, because he was in the pit lane at lap 12, so it's now 16 laps on their tires, and he has to be sure to go to the end with good tires for the last lap. So if he can't, if he can stay in this pace. He can stay on the track as much as he can because the situation is under control at the moment. But if he's starting to lost a lot of time, he has to go to the box and put the pressure tires.
Tonics completing lap 28, and he's still continue.
He lost time and at this lap.
Yes, 37.2 was his lap.
Perhaps
for the first time on the
moment.
137.
And Alonso, I think...
Alonso's close now.
Yeah.
35.9 for Vamos Danny. Alonso on the outside of Vamos Danny on the first corner, but he still stays behind. Well, the battle between them is not over. Now Tonics have lost a lot of time in this lap because now the gap on Vamos Danny is only 9.6 seconds.
Yeah, I think it will be time for him to go to the box.
Maybe. Let's see if he will decides to make his final pit stop at the end of lap 29. That is the current lap of the race here in Malaysia, the last race of the 2018 Formula Euro Championship.
And Sarro is now under the second, and he made a little mistake.
Well, at the moment the standing says Formula Motorsport drivers 122, Formula Italian team 101, Formula Nation 63, Territorio F1 53. And Tonics continues.
Yes.
Let's see if he... And yes, he is back on his pace, 36.2.
Yeah, he just made a mistake in the previous lap, but it wasn't because of the tires. So yeah, he continued, and it was a good lap for him.
35.9 for Sarro, who's now the fastest driver on track at the moment. And for the first time, Sarro is under the 1 second gap on Alonso, so he can use the DRS now.
Yeah, and he made a little difference on Magic. Perhaps Magic is not using enough fuel because he has one lap more than the others, and Tonics has also more fuel, so it's really good for Tonics.
9.6 seconds between Tonics and Vamos Danny in first and second place at the moment, but Alonso in third place and Sarro in fourth are very close to the Toro Rosso of F1MD Vamos Danny 92. Lap number 30 out of 26. There's a yellow flag in the third sector, but it immediately went off.
For Tonics.
Tonics, yeah.
Yeah, Tonics. Yes, he made a mistake, and now there's a 4.4 second, and he decides to return to the pit lane, but that can cost him so much.
Yeah,
because
what a mistake for him.
He almost destroyed half of the gap he created with this different strategy.
Yeah, it's a shame for him. What a mistake. He lost 5 seconds. It's really big.
And now we also have to be careful to where Tonics is going to exit the pit lane. Pitaccio is coming right now. Tonics is now leaving the pit limiter, and he's ahead of Matteo Pitaccio. So F1MD Tonics is in 6th place. He is 12.4 seconds from his teammate Heaven, that is in 5th. So Vamos Danny now is the leader of the race with the TF1 Alonso right on his tail. There are 7/10 of a second between them. Sarro in 3rd place, Magic in 4th, Heaven in 5th, Tonics in 6th, then Pitaccio, Charles, Hamilton and Talema. So now the strategy is completed for F1MD Tonics, but it's still not yet completed for all the drivers that are at the moment ahead of him. And now
the good news for Tonics is that he has free track in front of him. He can push and not overtake anybody. He has 12 seconds between him and Evan is in the same team, so it's not a problem. So yeah, he has to be focused and not thinking too much by his mistake, and pushing really hard to recreate a gap, because when the other drivers will put the super soft tires, he will have to defend. So he has to be fast now.
And in this lap, 36-1 for Vamos Danny, 36-0 for Alonso, 36-1 for Saro, 35-9 for Magic, 36-1 for Heaven. How much they are close.
Yeah, and the Saro lost a little bit of time. It's Danny is really fast, and Alonso with the DRS can follow him. Is better than previous, I think. Alonso, it's good for him to have someone in front of him. It's helping him.
So Vamos Danny is still leading. Alonso don't want to give up the position, and he's still right behind. Then Saro, Magic, Kevin, Tonix, Pitaccio, Tals, Hamilton, Talema. Don't forget that Hamilton and Talema are in 9th and 10th place, but they are going to go until the end with these medium tires. So just be careful to them, because at the moment they are... I don't think they are in the range of Vamos Danny, because Hamilton is 31.9 seconds from the leader. Talema is much more far than him. Is almost 45 seconds from the lead of the race. Again, Vamos Danny, 35.8, 35.9 for Alonso, 36.2 for Saro, 35.7 for Magic. It's the second lap in a row that Magic is the fastest driver on track at the moment, counting the lap time of the first 5 drivers, but obviously with the new sets of soft tires, Tonic sets again the fastest lap of the race. It's a 1:34.7. And now he is 9.3 from Heaven.
And he made 20 laps on these super soft tires, I think, or more. Yeah,
20 laps.
So the drivers on soft tires will go to the pit lane really soon now, at laps of 36, perhaps a little bit earlier. And he has to push, because they will be really fast in the first laps with the super soft tires.
Well, Saro now is losing time. Magic is much faster than him behind, or maybe he decide to save some fuel for a couple of laps.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he's just struggling with the car.
Well, let's see. Vamos Danny again. 35.6 for him. 35.7 for Alonso. 36.4. The time set by Saro, 35.8 for Magic. Tonix 34.2. It's a new fastest lap.
And Matteo Pitaccio is the first driver to try to pit. I think we take the super soft.
Yeah. No.
No. Oh.
It's a new set of soft tires.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's the best idea.
Well, I don't know.
Because we saw on Tonix that the super soft tires didn't lost pace at the end of the stint. So I think if he go to the pit lane in the 35 or 36 lap, the super soft will go to the end with no problem.
Lap 34 out of 56, still 23 laps to go. With F1MD Vamos Danny 92 leading the race ahead of Alonso, Saro, Magic, Kevin, Tonix, Hamilton, Tals, Talema, and then Matteo Pitaccio. Vamos Danny completing a lap. It's a 36.1, 36.2 for Alonso, 36.2 for Saro, and you can clearly see that Magic is right in the back of Saro at the moment.
Yeah, and Saro missed his first corner and let pass Magic.
Yeah.
I think it's the best thing to do because Magic is now really faster than him.
And again,
Yeah.
a second time penalty for Tals, so that means that now Tals have a 6 second on his back.
And he's in the pit lane. Let's
And
see
he's at
if
the
he
pit lane
chose
right now.
the soft or the super soft tires.
He was on soft tires, and he goes on soft tires again
Yeah.
too, same as Matteo Pitaccio.
Okay.
So they decide to don't take any risk.
Yeah.
While Vamos Danny is still leading the race. Now there are 1/8 of a second between him and Alonso. Then in third place we have Magic. That is
Magic has
now
just,
2.7 from
3 seconds.
Alonso.
Yeah, just 3 seconds from the leader, so it's not over for Magic. He's pushing hard at the moment.
Well, never say never. Hamilton actually is in 7th place with the medium tires, ahead of Matteo Pitaccio. Vamos Danny completing another lap. Magic just 1/10 slower than Alonso this lap.
And Alonso is saving a little bit of fuel. It could be an advantage in the last laps. He's using Vamos Danny to be really fast and not using too much fuel.
Well, maybe we still have 21 laps to go, so you still have to manage your fuel the best you can.
Yeah.
To try to do your best when it's your moment.
Exactly. It's not important to push too soon with the fuel, because if you have to be slow in the last laps, you can lose everything. So yeah, sometimes it's good to be behind the drivers and just be patient. And I'm not convinced by the medium tires. I think Hamilton and
Vamos Danny and Alonso going into the pit lane.
Yeah.
Vamos Danny and Alonso decide to pit. Magic stays on track as well as Saro. So now that is a crucial part of the race. Which tires are Vamos Danny and Alonso going to choose? Super soft for Alonso and super soft for Vamos Danny.
No, I guess. Perhaps he will. No, he will not overtake in the pit lane. Not the best.
Tonix is ahead of them and by far margin. Well, I gotta tell you, I don't know if Vamos Danny will be able with those tires and 20 laps to rejoin the gap with Tonix. They have 12.5 seconds between them.
Yeah, it's a big gap. Tonix made a big first part of the race and also of the stint. He was really fast with the soft tires. I think Tonix is a little bit faster than the others on this race. So yeah, I think it will be difficult for Vamos Danny to catch him.
Well, we'll see. Magic completing lap 37 as the race leader for the first time tonight, followed by Sarod and Heaven, and you can clearly see already the shape of the car of Tonix. They both go into the pit lane, so they immediately answer the pit stop of Alonso and Vamos Danny. Ooh, Evan! 5 seconds stop and go for spinning in the pit lane. Obviously, they are all going on a new set of super soft tires.
And Alonso on
Alonso
Vamos Danny.
on Vamos Danny. And yes, he got it. He managed to take the place on Vamos Danny. That is now in third place. And Hamilton is ahead of Evan. Hamilton is in sixth place in front of the Toro Rosso.
Perhaps the medium tires will do something in this race, but it will be really difficult for him with the super soft of even.
Yeah.
Impossible, I think.
See, yeah. So Tonix, 12.1 second differential on Alonso. And Vamos Danny in third place, then Magic Cansaro. Heaven 3 seconds for multiple warnings, and that not exactly a good moment for Heaven.
Yeah, and we saw in the first stint that Alonso was really fast with the super soft tires, and I think it's also the same thing at the moment, because Vamos Danny is trying to follow him, but it's difficult in the sector 2. Alonso is really fast with the super soft tires.
So Tonix leading through now 11.9 is the gap between Tonix and Alonso. Vamos Danny is still very close.
And even on Hamilton will try to overtake in the first corner.
Well, Hamilton with and there's contact between them, and Hamilton almost lost his car. He's very lucky because he didn't receive any kind of damage during the contact, so his front wing is still intact. Now 11.5 seconds between Tonix and Alonso.
And
Magic is 4.2 from Alonso and Vamos Danny.
I think Tonix is really good because the gap is not decreasing enough for Alonso.
So let's see which time Tonix will set at the end of this lap. It's lap number 39, 17 to go. It's a 1:34.7 for Tonix. Alonso 34.2, new fastest lap of the race, but he is just half a second. Magic 33.8, 4/10 of a second faster than Alonso, and now the gap between the couple formed by Vamos Danny and Alonso and Magic is just 3.6 seconds. Alonso is gaining just something like 3 or 4/10 per lap. So at this pace, he's not gonna gain enough time, or maybe he's going to be right in the back of Tonix, just in the maybe in the last lap, if anything goes right.
Yeah,
but now 10.8, now 10.8 between them, 10.7.
I'm afraid that the super soft tires will not be able in the last laps to be in the same pace. We saw that Tonix, I don't know the English word, has a strong
Tonix managed them, very well.
Exactly,
he almost maintained the same pace.
Yeah, I don't think every drivers can do the same thing.
So let's see the timetable. 1:35.1 for Tonix. Let's see Alonso. It should be a mid 34. It's a 34.2. So he gained almost 1 second in this lap.
Yeah.
Magic just set a time that is just a couple of tenths faster than the one set by Alonso. It looks like Magic is a bit faster, especially in the first sector. That is the sector in which Magic gained the most out of Alonso and Vamos Danny. Now a 10.2 differential, and we still have 16 to go.
And Hamilton decided to go to the pit lane and put super soft tires, not staying in medium. Also Talema.
So he's in 8th place right now, but he have 16.5 seconds from Matteo Pitaccio, that is actually on P7. And now it looks like Alonso is pushing a little bit much more.
Yeah.
Because now there is a 9.6 gap differential between Tonix and Alonso. 9.5 now. Tonix sets a 35.2 in the last lap, and he does the same in this one. 35.1 compared to Alonso. Talema again, 3 seconds. Alonso, 34.2, 9/10 of a second faster than Tonix. 9.5 seconds between them. Magic, 30, let's see, he gained, wow, heaven, 1 minute, 33.7, new fastest lap of the race, but he's 3.3 seconds from Saro, and he also have a 3-second time penalty, so it's just like he's 6 seconds from the Red Bull at the moment. Alonso, again, 3/10 of a second gain in the first sector on Tonix. Now there's a 9 second between them. And he's still able to manage a 7/10 gap on Vamos Danny that is right behind. We can also see the Ferrari of Magic that is not that far from them.
Yeah, and Vamos
So
Danny
never
has to
say never.
stay. Yeah, he has to stay on under the second of Alonso. Because we can see that the Williams is really fast in this last part of the race.
Again, Alonso, 3/10 of a second gained on Tonix in the second sector. Tonix, 1:35 point. No, again, Tonix, good time. 1:34.8, but it looks like Alonso is going to be much faster. 1:34.1, again 7/10 of a second faster, and now there are 8.8 seconds between them. Vamos Danny trying to attack Alonso, or maybe trying to distract the Williams driver.
Vamos Danny could have a big importance to
Oh, he's
help
very
his
close
teammate.
right now. He got a better exit. Alonso trying to defending on the inside. Vamos Danny goes on the inside anyway, and they are really close. But in the end, Vamos Danny decides to don't attack Alonso, and he stays third. And that situation may help Magic. And in the meantime, TF1 Hamilton sets a 1:33.2. That is the new fastest lap of the race. Of course, you have a brand new set of super soft tires.
If Alonso and Vamos Danny
Magic have gained 1/10 of a second on Alonso and Vamos Danny.
It could be good for Magic, and it could be really good for Tonix, because they will lose a lot of time. They will lose a lot of time.
Yes, and they are losing time at the moment because Alonso in this lap is losing approximately a couple of tenths of a second on Tonix, while Magic is gaining almost 1 second on Alonso and Vamos Danny. Tonix 1:34.8 again. Vamos Danny on the inside on Alonso, and they are still side by side. Alonso maintaining the place again. The DRS open for Vamos Danny, with Alonso protecting the inside of turn 1. They are wheel to wheel on the turn 1, and there's contact between Alonso and Vamos Danny. The Toro Rosso is still behind the Williams. There's been a contact with the front left wheel of Alonso touching the side of the Toro Rosso while entering turn 1, and Magic is right there, 1.8 from them. They didn't gain anything in the last 2 laps on Tonics.
Yeah.
They have still an 8.7 seconds. So every lap more means that Tonics is much closer to the victory tonight. Talema 133.1, faster than TF1 Hamilton. That's the new fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, and I think Talema could pass Tals before the end of the race with this pace.
There are 5.9 seconds.
Yeah.
Tonics on the last corner, completing lap 44 out of 56. 34.7 is pretty constant. Very
Vamos
consistent
Dani
pace.
another time.
Again, Vamos Dani is very close. 34.4 from Alonso. Again defending on the inside. And again, Vamos Dani with the DRS going on the outside. Huge break from Alonso, who managed to maintain the car on the internal racing line and managed to defend again the position, but looks like Vamos Dani got a better exit out of turn 2. Again, Alonso defending the inside, Vamos Dani on the outside at turn 4. They're still side by side, but it looks like Alonso will be able to retain the position. And yes, it is Alonso again defending himself. Hamilton, 1 minute, 32.9. That's the new fastest lap of the race. Let's see if Chalema will be able to do something better.
And now Magic is under second,
Yeah.
with the 2 guys in front of him. So it will be a battle with 3 guys for 2 places on the podium. I think for the win, it's almost over, because every lap they lost a lot of time in the sector 1.
Yeah. Well, the situation at the moment in the standings says that the Formula Motorsport drivers are leading the standing with 118 points, followed by Formula Italian team with 101 and Formula Nation 60 points. And 60 points for Territorio F1 too, so they are tied on points at the moment. And Magic is right there. Vamos Dani on Alonso. Again, let's see what's he gonna do. Alonso again defending on the outside. Again, it's the same scene we saw a lap ago, but now Vamos Dani with the switchback move on Alonso. And no, he can't make it. Let's see if he's gonna do, if he's going to have again a better exit. There's no space there, and there's almost contact between them with Vamos Dani taking the inside line and manage a great overtake on Alonso. What a risky move by Vamos Dani, but he managed to take the place on Alonso. And now the Williams have
Alonso.
Alonso again, and Magic is right behind.
Yeah.
And obviously
with Magic.
Oh, again, Vamos Dani, Alonso protecting the inside line in turn 9. They are very close to each other. Magic is right there, just a little bit of contact between Vamos Dani and Alonso. And in the end, Vamos Dani managed to complete the overtake, but Alonso is still there, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna use the DRS to trying to re-get second place. While in the meantime, Tonics have gained 2 seconds in this lap, and now there is almost a 10.5 seconds between him and Vamos Dani.
And it will be like that, I think, until the end, every lap. It will be really, really fantastic.
Alonso again trying to have a better exit out of turn 15. Vamos Dani. Now he's the one who is protecting the inside line in turn 1. Alonso goes on the outside. Magic is just a spectator right now, looking for the right occasion. Oh, how much they're close right now. Vamos Dani again on Alonso. And Magic is very close. Let's see if the Ferrari will try. Magic on the outside. Alonso is also trying to overtake him. Oh, and there's almost contact between Magic and Alonso. With Magic that is still there. Magic is still there. He's pushing to the limit. Oh my lord, they're really close to each other, and Alonso managed to maintain the place. What a battle we're seeing right now.
and no contact, or just a little contact. No, nothing, not a big deal.
So Tonics, Vamos Danny, at the moment we have an F1MD 1-2 here in Sepang as we are on lap 47 out of 56. Less than 10 laps to go, less than 10 laps before the 2018 Formula Europe Championship will crown his champion. Could it be F1MD? Could it be the defending champion, the two-time championship winner? F1 Italian team, we don't know, but we're going to find out soon. And now it looks like Magic is very close to Alonso, but the Williams will also have the DRS as he's under 1 second from Vamos Danny 92. Magic on Alonso, Alonso defending on the inside, but it looks like he gets a little bit much wider than usual. Magic still there. Let's see if the Ferrari got a better exit. It looks like Magic got a better exit. Alonso defending the inside line. Magic going on the outside at turn 4, and Alonso managed to defend his position, and that is for sure helping Vamos Danny to create the gap on these two.
Yeah, because now he has more than a second on these two guys, and it will be now very difficult for Alonso with no DRS in the main straight. And for Magic, it's always the same problem. He has difficulties to pass on this race, and he has to if he wants to not lost too much time on Vamos Danny.
So let's see what Alonso is going to do at the end of this lap. He is now 1.1 from Vamos Danny, 1.2 right now with the gap being updated on our screen. Magic with the DRS getting really closer. He got a look inside at turn 15. I don't think that is the place where you have to try the overtake on Alonso. Let's see what he's gonna do. Alonso defending the inside. The Magic with the DRS going on the outside of turn 1. Here they are in the braking zone with Alonso on the outside. They are really close, but Magic is able to maintain a good line, and Alonso maybe will try the switchback move at turn 4. Alonso on the inside. No! He can make it. I don't know if he damaged. No, it was just a reflection of the sun on his front wing. It was look like a part of his front wing has been damaged with a contact with the Magic, but it was just a reflection, and that's why I made a mistake. So now Vamos Danny 9.6 from Tonics. Magic have overtake Alonso, and actually he have a 1.7 gap differential to Vamos Danny. 1.6 now. We still have 7 laps to go here in Sepang for F1MD Tonic. It looks like he is not gonna have problem to bring back home the victory here in Sepang. But now the fact is, will his teammate Vamos Danny be able to retain second place, as it looks like Magic behind him is coming very, very fast, and he already have 1.6 right now. He already gained 2 tenths on him.
Yeah, Magic is now the fastest drivers in the first group. Yeah. But it will be difficult for him to overtake if he can go under the second, because Vamos Danny is I think a little bit faster than Alonso at the moment, and we saw that Magic has already problems to overtake the Williams.
But maybe now Vamos Danny is going faster than lap before. He is maintaining the gap, and now a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings to Fetzaro.
but Haven has 8 seconds, so it's not a problem for Saro to protect his 5th place, but he can't overtake Alonso with these 3 seconds.
Tonix completing lap 50 out of 56. He completed this lap with the time of 1 minute 34.4. Behind him, his teammate Vamos Danny 92 is in 2nd place and is lapping on a 34.3, 34.2 for Magic, just 1/10 of a second faster than Vamos Danny, and there are still 1.5 seconds between them with 6 laps to go. And Alonso is still behind Magic. Well, at the moment it looks like Heaven is going much faster than Saro. He gained almost 1 second in the last lap. So maybe there's the possibility that Saro made a mistake and we didn't notice that.
Yeah, I didn't see, and Charles is going to the pit lane for, I think, trying to make the best lap.
8.9 seconds between Tonix, the leader, and Vamos Danny 92 in 2nd place.
And Magic, I'm not sure he will be able to catch Vamos Danny. They have the same pace, or perhaps 1/10 faster for Magic. But only 5 laps to go, so he don't have any time.
Tonix 34.8 at the end of this lap number 51. 34.3 for Vamos Danny. Again, 34.2 for Magic. He is gaining just 1.5 seconds per lap. Now there is a 1.3 second differential, but Alonso, he's still there.
Yeah, and perhaps he will try something in the last lap with saving a little bit of fuel at the moment, but it's really not too much to try something. But I'm sure he will try something in the last laps.
Let's see what's gonna happen. We still have 5 laps to go, 5 laps before the end of the 2018 Formula Europe Championship. Tonix leading the race with Vamos Danny in 2nd place, Magic 89 in 3rd, TF1 Alonso in 4th place, 5th place for 5th Saro, then F1 MD Evan, Matteo Pittaccio, TF1 Hamilton, Talema and Tugs, TF1 Raikkonen, and 5th Mr. Ricks out of the race just after a few laps.
And Saro made a mistake again, and Heaven 1.5 seconds behind him. Yeah.
Magic 1.1. 1.2 now. He's very close to the activation zone. $34.0 for Magic, 34.2 for Vamos Danny. Again, 2/10 of a second gain by Magic in this lap. 4 laps to go. Tonix still leading the race. He have an 8.6 second differential. There's a yellow flag in the second sector, and Charles is out of the race, and he lost the car at between turn 5 and 6.
Yeah.
The car is right into the wall. It looks like there's not been damage on the suspension or the tires, but maybe he anyway hit the wall heavily.
Yeah, in my point of view, the left tires is completely off. So a big crash for him. I think he was on the curb and just lost the car.
Maybe, yeah. In the meantime, Magic have lost a little bit of time to
Yeah,
Vamos
3 or 4
Danny.
attempts.
He's back to 1.5. Just 3 laps to go with F1MD Tonics still leading.
And the retire of Tars is a good thing for TF1 to finish in the third place on the championship, because I think they were in a tie before the crash.
Yeah, before the crash they were tie, but Alonso was in second place when I read the standings. So
yeah,
yes, I think that maybe they are ahead of F1 Nation anyway, but we will see later.
Yeah.
3 laps to go of a race that has been absolutely fantastic for F1MD Tonics, and that can give to Formula Motorsport drivers the crown of 2018 Formula Europe champions.
Yeah, and it's over for Magic. He will not finish in second position. He's losing time, and now it's Alonso who is faster than him, and he has to defend his position.
Maybe Magic decides to give up.
Yeah.
To give up the fight. Tonics goes again on the straight line, completing lap number 54. 2 laps remaining.
And Alonso has made a really strong break, almost touched Magic. And he will try in the outside, I think, in the first corner.
Alonso trying again. He's very close to Magic, but not enough to attack him definitely. So the updated standings says that Formula Motorsport drivers with 152 points are leading the championship. Then Formula Italian Team 104, Formula Nation 59, Territorio F1 51. So Alonso need the second place if they want to overtake F1 Nation.
Yeah, and perhaps Hamilton can pass Matteo Pitaccio. It could be a good thing to them. Just 1 second behind the Forbidden Nation driver.
1 second and 2 laps to go.
Yeah, but he's not really faster.
While for F1MD Beanox, there's just 1 more lap to go before the checkered flag.
And what a strong performance by the motorsport drivers with the qualifying session, first of all, and now the race, really strong by Tonics and Vamos Danny. They totally deserve this P1 and P2.
So Olivier, what do you think of before the race gets over, what do you think about this season?
I think it was really close between the Italian teams, obviously Motorsport driver and F1 Italian, but also good teams in the qualification phase and the semi-finals, with great battle, fair play race. It was really good to see, and with. Obviously, it's a shame that Fit Mr. X crashed the car in the last race, but it was interesting until the end, and what a performance by the 2 Italian teams.
Just 2 corners to go for F1MD Tonics. 2 corners before the 2018 Formula Europe Championship comes to an end. It's the second last straight, the last corner for the Sauber. of F1MD Tonics, who goes right to the finish line, and F1MD Tonics wins the Malaysian Grand Prix with F1MD Vamos Danny, his teammate, closing in the second place. Magic is third. It's not enough if it ends like this for Formula Italian team to retain the championship. So at the moment, what we notice is that Formula Motorsport drivers are the 2018 Formula Europe champions. Congratulations to them. It's been a great championship. Obviously, just don't forget there are still have to be explained the post-race procedures. But obviously, at the moment, that's what we have to say. The Formula Motorsport drivers are the winners of the 2018 Formula Europe Championship. We really can't wait to hear what the drivers are going to say to us, as we gonna have them right here with us just after the checkered flag. But before this, here is the podium of this 2018 Malaysian Grand Prix. It's party time for F1MD Tonics with Vamos Danny in second place. It's only a third place for Magic. It's a good place, but it's not enough to retain the title for a Formula Italian team. So, Olivier, before the just a few seconds before the first three driver will join us right here in the commentary room, do you think that maybe the retirement of Mr. X have caused to Formula Italian team the points they miss at the end of this race?
No, I think it was not the best to start the race because the retire was in the first laps, but I think it didn't change the final result. Tonix was on overworld tonight. It was impossible to beat him. What a strong pace in the stint 2 particularly, and yeah, 1-2 for F1MD, and yeah, it was too difficult to beat them for F1 Italian team. Perhaps with a better qualifying session for Magic and Sarro it could be possible, but yeah, I think really in this final race we have the result that the drivers deserved.
Yeah, they want to race in the final.
Good evening.
FM team.
So we already have Vamos Danny and Magic with us. We're just waiting for the race winner, that is F1MD Tonics. Obviously, we were really focused on the race, but in the meantime, just don't forget to submit your votes for the driver of the day tonight. So submit your votes, and at the end of the live broadcast we will reveal who will be the tonight driver of the race, driver of the day, obviously. So F1MD Tonics have just joined us. So it's been a fantastic race. You decide to go on a different strategy compared to all the other drivers, and in the end it works.
Yeah, starting from the qualifying section, that was the worst qualifying lap, because TF1 Hamilton started his flying lap right in front of me. So you know you can drive these cars with another car right in front of you. So not a good qualify, but I managed to overtake Magic in the first couple of corners, so I'm happy with that overtake. And in the first stint I had less space than the TF1 drivers, so I decided to go with the super soft tires in the second stint, and the undercut worked out, so I managed to left the pit lane in front of both drivers. And in the second stint, I pushed hard until I reached the 60% of tire wear, and there I lost. I almost lost the car, and I lost a lot of time. And in the third stint, I had also a good pace, and I again managed it to the end.
Okay, so a question for your teammate, that is Vanos Danny 92, the man who was able to end tonight's race in second place. It was a good race for you too. There were plenty of battle with Alonso, then a very chaotic first part of the race with all the drivers that were really close to each other. But in the end, you managed to get the second place, and also with a great move on Alonso.
Yes, thank you. Good evening, everybody. I feel very happy today because it was really an hard race for me. I started in a bad way, really bad, in the quali section because I was the first one to take the checkered flag, and so I made a mistake counting the second to the hand. And then I started eight. I mean, for us, it was important to stay focused, to try to catch as many points as we can. And it was amazing. It was a perfect race, I think, for me. I was really, really perfect. I was able to be calm in some situation. I was able to be a little bit much more aggressive in other. I decided when I had to attack. I decided when I have to left and to wait because I had to save the fuel. So I was incredibly precise to understand the critical moment of the race. For me, it was just important to do and 1-2 with my teammate in the last stint. I didn't go too fast in the first part of the stint because I want to save some fuel in order to be calm in the moment when I pass Alonso. So Magic was again really fast, and for me to be in front of him in the last part of the race was really much more difficult than what I thought before. So I'm really happy. We have done an incredible job today, and I'm just emotional for what we deserve, I think, this time.
Okay, now it's time for Magic. So maybe not the race you were expected for. You lost a lot of time behind Talema in the first stint of the race. Then you were always in the condition to be the hunter and not the hunt. Quindi hai avuto una prima parte non una gara probabilmente come volevi, prima parte di gara difficile, perdendo la posizione su Talema dove forse hai perso svariato tempo, poi nel resto, per il resto della gara sei sempre stato nella condizione di colui che rincorreva invece di essere la lepre.
Ma non c'è molto da dire su questa gara, purtroppo abbiamo sbagliato la partenza, forse stati un po' troppo prudenti, avevo un po' paura dei due del TF un po' di là, avevano un po' paura di ricevere qualche danno sull'ala, eccetera, quindi sono partito un po' prudente e su Lema e lì è finita la gara perché più che altro non vedevo alcuni cartelli, in particolare in curva 1 non mi fidavo, non sapevo dove frenare, quindi non mi fidavo a buttarmi dentro e quindi ho perso tantissimo tempo e poi c'è stato anche un po' molto al limite di parecchi, anche nel curvone veloce, alcune manovre molto al limite, però diciamo che per come eravamo messi noi come team, che fino ad oggi eravamo in due, abbiamo fatto fatica a trovare 3 piloti, diciamo che mi ha fatto anche il massimo, ecco. Se pensiamo a questa Formula Europe della Master League nei primi 10 è un corso dei piloti soli, questo penso che la dica lunga. Comunque complimenti a Motodriver, sono stati bravissimi, veloci, quindi complimenti a loro.
Grazie.
Okay, so I just translate. I had a very poor start. Maybe we were just too worried about the two TF1 drivers on the lead. They got just a little bit of luck, so we tried to avoid them, avoid any kind of damage. We lost a couple of places, and in the end, that was not good. Unfortunately, tonight we were two drivers after the accident of Mr. Riggs. At the end, I do believe that we may be done, maybe maybe the best that we can do tonight. If we think about the fact that of our Master League tonight, we had only during the championship, only two of the top 10 drivers of the Master League have raced. It's not a shame, but maybe we could ask to do something more in the end, but it's not a problem. And congratulations to F1 Motorsport drivers for their victory tonight and their victory on the championship. So guys, if you would like to say something in your language, you can do this. So we start with the race winner, Tonix.
Semplicemente una gara splendida, mi è piaciuta veramente tanto.
Okay. A man of few words. Vamos, Danny, what you say?
For you.
No, io invece voglio dedicare la vittoria ai nostri ragazzi, ai 4 admin del nostro sito. Sono delle persone straordinarie e credo che quello che abbiamo fatto noi sia stato figlio di un'intesa di squadra molto molto forte e niente, la dedico completamente a loro perché credo sia il minimo che potevamo provare perlomeno a fare per ringraziare di tutto ciò che loro fanno per noi costantemente.
Mi associo a Daniele.
Magic, vuoi dire qualcosa in italiano? Aggiungere qualcosa?
Sulla gara no comment, non posso rispondere niente. Silenzio stampa.
Sul campionato, dai.
Sulla Formula Europe in generale? Sulla Formula Europe. Ma innanzitutto volevo ringraziare tutti i ragazzi che sono interessati a questa manifestazione, tutti quelli che hanno corso, anche gli allenamenti. Come ho detto prima è stato un po' difficile per noi perché spesso abbiamo fatto fatica a trovare i piloti, però diciamo che tutti quelli che sono allenati sempre hanno sempre dato il massimo, anche noi questa settimana qua abbiamo dato il massimo, quindi io penso che più di così non si poteva fare, nelle condizioni in cui eravamo abbiamo fatto il massimo, più di così abbiamo fatto il massimo davvero, quindi va bene, non si può sempre vincere, quindi va bene così.
Non siamo la Juve.
Okay. Anyway,
Okay. We
Andre,
have to make a lot of big thanks to all the guys that helped us in the championship, Luca.
yeah, because we have several guys who helped through all the course of the championship. First of all, we would really like to thanks for the commentary, Craig Pinchab and Malcolm, for the commentary they brought to us in the first phase of the championship, even during the semi-final of the championship. They've been really great, and we really hope to have them with us again for the next year edition, for the 2019 Formula Europe. Also thanks to Marco Ganu, who have been our streamer for the first phase of the tournament and for all the race of the semifinals, for both group of the semifinals. Also thanks to Alessandro Pietracatella, that has been our broadcast director for the finals. Thank you so much, Alessandro.
Thanks.
Also thanks to Quentin Dubois and Olivier Pari. They really helped us through all the creation of the tournament. They really been a fundamental part of the creation process of the championship. So thank you so much.
Yeah, also
Thank
to
you, Luca.
Federico of Formula Motorsport
Yeah,
and
sure.
Daniele Spadi.
Yeah. Sure, they also helped us with the commentary. I didn't forget them. I was just about to say their name. So thank you so much, even to Federico and Daniele, who helped us for the commentary in the first two phases of the championship. Thank you so much to all the drivers, all the team that have taken part to the championship. It's been a absolutely success. We had 16 teams coming from all around the world, Spain, France, Holland, England, South America, obviously Italy, Poland. Well, it's been a very, very great edition of the Formula Europe, the largest one we have had since we started this adventure in 2016 with the F1 2015 game. We were 5 teams that year, then we became 8 teams last year with the 2016 game, and then from 8 teams we're just twice of last year participants, 16 teams this year. It's been a very, very great championship, a great effort by everyone to organize all the details, all the rules. As you know, there's always a way to improve for last year. We don't know which game we are going to have, so we don't know what we're going to face, but I'm pretty sure that the next edition of the championship will be better. And I'm also hoping that we're going to have some few teams more competing in the championship coming from all over the world. We will be really glad if that would happen. So I think it's really everything, not only for tonight, it's everything for this 2018 edition. And we're just coming to the farewell moment.
I'm gonna cry.
No. Don't cry because next year we're gonna be here again.
We will back.
We'll be back. We'll be back better than ever. So I have nothing more. I have nothing more to say. I thanked all the people that should be thanked during the whole championship. So for tonight, it's really all, and for this year, it's really all. We wait for you, for your presence next year for the 2019 edition of the Formula Euro Championship. Thank you so much from me, Luca Flaminio. Hope you gonna have a great night. God bless you. Thanks for watching us. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye bye. Good night.
Bye bye.
Good night.